Hello, everybody. It's that time where we go over this week's buys, sells, and dividends. I'll be going over what happened in my value portfolio, and then Ryan, of course, will share his after I get done with that.
Yep.
So we're going over the week of September 24th to 30th. Starting off the week, I sold one cash secured put at the $21 strike price on Walgreens Boots Alliance, ending
Ooh.
October 6th, collecting $36 in premium, paying a commission of 65 cents per contract.
Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Mm-hmm. Now, on the 29th, that's where the bulk of my other activity happened. A lot happened, actually. Collected a dividend from Western Union. I own 100 shares
Ooh.
of that. $23.50.
There you go.
Received an ordinary dividend from ARCC, that's Ares Capital,
Yep.
200 shares of that company, $96 for
It's
that
passive
dividend.
income. That's passive income.
That is passive income. I didn't have to do anything for that. Also, received a qualified dividend from Bank of America, $24. Also have 100 shares there.
Now, I'm gonna intervene here a little bit. Do you
Yeah.
reinvest all these
No, I
automatically,
do
or do
not.
you pick and choose?
No. They just go into my cash balance, and then I either sell more cash secured puts or just let it sit and wait for other opportunities. So
Gotcha.
no dividend reinvestment plan for me.
Gotcha.
Since cash is part of my strategy with the options.
Yep.
So also I rolled a covered call on Walgreens Boots Alliance. I had originally sold one at the $22 strike, but this week I bought it back to close it out because it was slightly in the money. And I sold out of it, or I sold an additional one to cover basically that buyback, but also collect a net credit to my account. So what I sold was an October 13th, $23 strike, collecting $58 in premium. The one I bought back was a $22 strike. It only cost me $14. So net
Ooh.
credit was $44 on that. But I did
Nice.
have to pay a little over $1 in commission against it's 65 cents per
Ooh.
contract on TD for options. But that's kind of the summary of what happened in my account this last week. So how did you do this week?
Well, this week it felt like every day I logged on to my browser or my brokerage of choice. It was not a lot of green, let's just say. I just want to advise here. I in the past I have been known for being a little trigger happy when it comes to my buys, and that's been one of the big areas that I've been trying to grow as an investor. More recently, especially, is just trying to be more conservative and with cash and being more conscious of how much I have in the next coming months. So but that did not stop me from loading up on a bunch of stocks this week. To start the week off, I put $25 in a Nike at $91 at 69 cents. Nike's a company that I've been talking about for a while now. I bought it 145 at a really bad value. Didn't understand anything about it, but Nike's an amazing business nonetheless, and I'm happy to load up some more at these prices. I put $25 in a Kroger at $45.69. Kroger is just one of those companies that I don't think I have enough of in my portfolio at the moment. I think it's a fair value where it's at right now, and it was on a 2% dip for the day. So I thought it was a good time to add to Kroger. Then I put $30 in the Target at $114.22. This is another day that Target was down 2 or 3%. Target, it's one of those companies that, a lot of people in the short term are going to have a lot of things to say about it.
They will.
That you need
It's a falling knife.
to block out. Yeah, it's a falling knife. They're Satan worshippers. I've heard it all.
Yeah.
But you got to stay true to your investment thesis. I don't think anything fundamentally has
You know
changed.
what? They're not Satan worshippers. Look, they're just regular people. They put their tuck friendly underpants on one leg at a time, just like anyone else.
moving moving on. I put $40 in a Visa at $240.74. Visa went on a bit of a dip, and I saw this just buying a great business at a fair price. I put $50, 25 into Vici and 25 into Realty Income. Real estate was on a pretty big dip when it comes
Yeah.
to sector wide this week, so I didn't want to put, I thought it was a good time to kind of add more to my real estate balance overall. I'm
Yeah.
not picking
So
favorites for that for sure.
yeah, and I'll just say this. Look, anybody that was talking about how great, say, Vici was at, 34 or $35 or whatever it was in that range, I think, earlier this year. And anybody that was talking about how great Realty Income was when it was 55 or $60, they ought to be really happy that they can now get it for less than $50 a share, in my opinion.
And if you aren't, you're not a real investor.
Yeah. Otherwise, they were just chasing recent performance and happy because it was up a lot, basically.
Yeah.
And no, if you really think that it's going to do a good job of generating returns for you when it's $60 per share, it would actually get you a better return on any shares that you buy below 50, because the price you pay determines your overall return in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very important to always stay true to your investment thesis. During a very I don't know what the word for it is. Depressing. It could be a word. Depressing times. It's very depressing seeing your stocks go down quick.
Yeah, it is hard. Like, so, I mean, since I've got the account open, like, I'll just, I'll say it like it is. Maybe I'll send you a screenshot and you can make some content out of it. But
Oh boy.
I mean, I've got positions where I'm down over 40%. Like,
I can relate.
and I mean, these are not small positions, right? These are things where I have hundreds, or in one case, over 1,000 shares, right?
Yeah.
So we're seeing some massive red. But at one point, Intel was one of those, and it's recovered. It's just like it can happen to anybody, where you can have a stock that you had every reason to think was a solid buy, suddenly have some kind of bad triggering event happen where it changes the market perception for a period of time. And if you can stomach that and just stay the course, as long as you had sound reasons to begin with, you will probably be fine. But that's temperament.
Yeah, you can't find companies who are Satan worshippers and you have tuck friendly clothing. So, as I've learned.
Yeah.
And then lastly for the week, I put $25 into Visa at $230.34. Happy to continue adding at 230 down from 240. I'm very close to adding a whole lot more into it. I have considered potentially selling out of a company like Johnson & Johnson, or trimming and putting that into Visa at these prices. It's dilemmas in my head. There's a lot of dilemmas right now for my portfolio.
Honestly, like, Visa is one of those stocks that will probably continue to just see a premium, just because of, I think there's a lot of perceived safety there, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're one of those companies that if you look at their financials and you try to calculate the risk that they would ever go, for example, bankrupt, it's pretty much like the world would have to be ending for Visa to go away, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand why you would feel like this is a good place to put my money. Although I don't know if I would sell anything to get there. I would probably be interested in just maybe adding from maybe like something that I'm not interested in increasing my position, maybe turn off the drip and start redirecting those dollars to Visa. Maybe if I was in your shoes, like
Maybe
I'm
3M.
thinking,
Maybe 3M.
yeah, I mean, 3M is definitely one of
But
those companies where it's like,
actually, I take that back. 3M, I might want to be dripping right now because of how deep I am on it.
yeah, that's.
But with a company like Johnson & Johnson, I'm pretty much flat on it. I mean,
yeah, 3M.
Not a great time to sell.
Yeah, 3M kind of. I don't know. I'm curious about what's going to happen with their cash flow and stuff because of the lawsuits. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson, they're at a pretty massive premium for what they are. I mean, their PE is higher than Visa's right now. Like, just to like right on the surface, I wonder, why does Johnson and Johnson deserve a higher valuation than Visa? So yeah, I
P
mean,
is not all that matters, guys. P is not all that
right,
matters
right.
there.
But if you look at those two businesses, I would be wondering why J&J, looks like it's currently commanding a higher valuation. I haven't looked deeply at the financials, so that might be misleading somehow. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would say maybe if you were dripping Johnson and Johnson, it could be reasonable to like stop the drip and then throw that onto the Visa pile.
And finally, for the week, I put $40 in Waste Management and $152.26. Waste Management, it's a company I want to have a core position in my portfolio. Typically doesn't go on a much of a decline, trades at a premium usually. And I run a few DCF calculations, and I have a fair price around these prices right now, 150, 165 range. So
Don't you dare put a range on your fair value.
so my bad.
No,
And then
but yeah, it's a garbage company, and I
whoa.
can see. Yeah, I know. Well, no. I mean, literally, but garbage isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
We need somebody to collect and take away all that trash that accumulates from our consumerist lifestyles,
Yeah.
and Waste Management does it. In fact,
Yeah.
they have a big presence in a town nearby here called Apache Junction, Arizona. You go there and it literally smells like garbage.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
I
I've
can
only
say
been
the
there
same
once.
about some towns on the East
Yeah,
Coast here.
I never ever want to go back.
That's and then when it comes to my dividends this week, I'm gonna quickly roll through this. I got another $1.27 from Waste Management, $16.81 from SCHD, Texas Roadhouse. I got $1.10 from them. I got $1.20 from Corning, which I did not reinvest because I sold out of my Corning this month. $3.15 from Union Pacific and $2.67 from PepsiCo. And lastly, from McDonald's, I got $4.78. Everything with that was reinvested except the Corning. So we're drip.
Nice. Hey, that's how you get that dividend snowball going.
Yep, the dividends, it can roll. The best time to start was today. The second best time is to start tomorrow.
Actually, the first best was yesterday. Second best today.
My
Third best
bad.
was tomorrow.
My bad.
But no, true. Yeah. I mean, you look at I think obviously when you hear some of the dividend amounts that I was getting, like you could be there in a few years by just sticking with your process, getting those like $90.
All right, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Let's not brag. All right.
Yeah.
Jeremy
I'm
over
saying,
here.
like it's pretty sweet when you get basically like $100 deposited in your brokerage account that you didn't have to actually go out and like you get a lot of your investing money from like doing landscaping work, correct? So how many lawns how many lawns would you have to do to get, for example, $96?
$96? That is 5 lawns.
Yeah. ARCC paid that into my brokerage account for doing absolutely nothing except sitting there with the shares. So like it adds up for sure. Like when you think about how much like actual time, like for me, like working at a desk job, like how I think like, oh, how many hours would I have been sitting at my job on average to earn that much money? It's like it becomes pretty powerful, I think, looking at it that way.
And then I know I'm not like Mr. Moneybags yet, but at the same time, I'm getting $70 a month in dividends. I could buy some pretty cool stuff with $70. I could pay.
That's a AAA rated, like a AAA title video game, for example.
That's free video. That's free Madden every year. So that $500 every year. What could you buy with $500? Use your imagination. What you could buy with your $500 though, channel memberships for both of our channels.
Easily,
you could pay for that for multiple years.
So 99 cents a month.
The main reason we do these videos, transparency. That's probably one of the biggest. We're not much man of morals, but that's probably the one big thing for us that we want to promote, I guess, here on the channel. So those are buys. You Fiscal, where can the people find you?
Oh, at Fiscal Philosophy YouTube. Link is in the description, I'm sure.
Join both of our Discords, link in the description. You can find me at the Ryan Dangler Show on YouTube. Everything will be in links in the description. Always links in the description. And of course, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. See you next Saturday on the live. And of course, do dividend stocks, not drugs. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning into the Cash Flow Kings. If you appreciate this type of content, it would mean so much to us if you could hit that subscribe button for us. Also, come into the live every Saturday, and we'll talk about and discuss the topics that you want to talk about. Thank you, and of course, do dividend stocks, not drugs. See you in the next one.